Actually, it's I think the EBITDA per ton, the one that I'm calculating currently, taking an EBITDA of around 273 approximately. It's below 550 rupees per ton as well. Siddharth Purohit as well join in. Siddharth, thanks so much, Siddharth, for joining in. What's your first take? I think these numbers are really looking disappointing as we speak. It's a sub 5.1 million ton volume number. Realizations are more or less flattish. The management states that they've seen a price decline in every region except North India. One thing that supports them really is the valuations, if you have to take a look at that, because in comparison to Ambuja Cements as well as UltraTech Cement, traditionally that's been the case as well. UltraTech and Ambuja Cements, they get a higher valuation, a higher premium in comparison to ACC. EV per ton, it's at around $135 approximately. Siddharth, your first thoughts?
See, certainly the numbers has been disappointing, whether you look at it from volume point of view or maybe the absolute EBITDA per ton point of view. And as such, I mean, no doubt there was concern of, lower volume growth, but they've delivered even much lower than the lowest estimate that, one can expect. But the question here is that, every quarter we expect that, volume growth should pick up, but it is really getting delayed. And the point is that, the kind of valuations, as you had been telling, that, based on the earlier 4-5% kind of volume growth, the stock was trading around 17 times its next year earnings. But now if this kind of number happens, then certainly it's a cause of concern, and stock could see further reaction. That's what my belief is.
All right. Now, so go ahead.
Another point what I would say is that realizations again is really not picking up for the entire industry. We have seen that only during the peak season of Q3 and Q4 that realizations always happens to be decent. Again, we see that moderating. So for the full year, when you see on a continuous basis, then possibly 2-3% kind of realization if the companies are not able to really improve on a YY basis, then things are really not going to be decent enough, and the valuations might not be justified for the companies like this. That would be.
Siddharth, on an EBITDA per ton basis, what kind of numbers were you working with? I'm just taking the EBITDA number. That's the operating profit, and I'm deducting the other operating income from that. And the EBITDA per ton that I'm getting is sub 450 rupees per ton. Now, that in fact is the lowest reading we've seen in the last 2-3 quarters at least, because in the last quarter they surprised us. We were all quite happy. 670 rupees per ton is what we got. What number were you working with?
See, we were expecting that, possibly this quarter, I mean, the EBITDA per ton could have improved. I mean, somewhere close to 700. And when you, exclude that other operating income, as you said, then this number is really, I mean, works out to somewhere close to 440 around what
443, I'm giving the exact number now.
I mean, so possibly this is much lower than what one can expect, and possibly what I believe that we end up building good numbers for the second half of the year. But again, for the blended full year now, again one needs to really review the volume guidance as well as kind of an EBITDA expectation also. And one also has to understand, Nigel, that a large part of the benefit for the input cost in the form of petcoke and all also would have been kind of an encased by last 2 quarters itself. So we are in Q4 I mean maybe in the March quarter, then possibly that inventory gain or maybe the low cost inventory of petcoke and all would have been winning out. So possibly we may not see substantial improvement in EBITDA margin. That's the point of worry.
All right, Siddharth, what's your current view on the stock? Going ahead, were you positive on the stock prior to these results I'm talking about, and how are you going to be changing that around?
I think the stocks has gone up. I mean, in the last, if you see 2 quarters time, I mean, particularly all cement companies, but ACC in particular, if the numbers continues to disappoint, then the valuation may not be justified. Whereas other companies, like if you look at UltraTech, somehow they have managed their numbers to large extent, and maybe even if it was little lower than expected, but somehow the EBITDA per ton is way above. I mean, ACC and all. So I think ACC seems fairly valued, and I mean, I don't see possibly there could be some downside in the near term.
All right. And currently, what is your rating? You have a buy, you have a hold, a sell, target price?
No, we have a neutral rating for the
neutral rating. All right, Siddharth, thanks so much for joining and giving us those details. But I want to speak to Mangesh actually. Mangesh joins in from Nirmal Bang. Mangesh, you've been pretty positive on the cement space. You got it right the last time around because, we saw good improvement in all these cement stocks and in terms of their numbers. How were you reading these set of numbers? What was your volumes estimate It's come in closer towards the 5 million tons. What were you working with? What kind of an EBITDA per ton were you working with? Whether or not you're deducting their other operating income. Give us some details, Mangesh, and just give us your first take on these numbers.
Yeah, so the first take is extremely disappointing numbers.
Yeah.
They have missed it on all fronts.
Right.
The two key negatives for me, first is the volume miss. Second one is the costing. The costs are actually up 10% on a QOQ basis. There was absolutely no reason for more than 400 rupees rise in an operating cost per ton on a QOQ basis, and I don't think we are going to see that for other companies as well. So I don't know how ACC managed to do it, and overall, no, and that's the reason basically the EBITDA button as well as other estimates are way off compared to what we or even the street were expecting.
So any guesses here, Mangesh? I know, I mean, you're saying that it's hard to imagine how the cost could have gone up so much. I mean, one of the components which is steadily rising is power and fuel, and Nigel has been talking about that, how that advantage of lower petcoke prices is fading away, right?
Right. You know, Mangesh, I want to get you in on this one, because on a per ton basis, I can see the freight cost has gone up by close to around 8%. Is the number I'm working with. You know, on a sequential basis, it's going higher. Now, in fact, you know, we'll have the railway freight as well going up from October 1st. Petcoke prices, as we have been saying, has really ballooned. What's your outlook on the stock? I mean, you were quite positive on the cement space, and maybe rightly so, because we were seeing signs of green shoots. But come in on this. What's your current rating? Do you think you're going to be revising it?
So in terms of cost, if you ask me, the other rise, the biggest rise has been in the other expenses for ECC,
right?
Which goes unexplained. The other rise is the freight cost, which I don't think should be increasing so much. I can understand power and fuel, but not the other expenses. So that's why I said the 400 rupees rise is not something that I would have assumed or anyone would have assumed for ECC,
right?
And that is coming on the back of lower realization than what we were assuming.
Correct.
So it's a complete miss on all fronts. I don't see any reason why one should be buying ACC even after a decline. So I think there should be a decent decline from the current space for the company.
All right. I think that's about it. But let's get in Prakash then for a final word. Prakash, what would you do among the three big boys, ACC, Ambuja, UltraTech Cement? What would you go in for if you have to buy any of those stocks? Would you not touch ACC at all currently? And tell us, because these numbers are looking very, very, very disappointing. Prakash, before you come in, just want to alert our viewers, other expenditure that Mangesh was talking about on a sequential basis, on a per ton basis, it's gone up by 23%. So that really remains unexplained. I wonder whether there is any one-off over there, but as of now, we can't find any of that. Prakash, tell us, final word from you.
Nigel, I also want to play devil's advocate over here. I know the panel is overwhelmingly negative right now, but Prakash, I'm going to just try and ask you the simple question. Could this dip also be perhaps a buying opportunity for those who've missed the cement rally? I mean, look at the possibility of a scenario when the headline business starts picking up. If volumes really start coming back on track in the second half, and then some kind of pricing power returns, then I don't know. I mean, could this be some kind of a buying opportunity at all?
You know, Surbhi, I'll just come in on that point as well. I've been waiting forever for ACC to give me positive numbers. That's not happened. You know, that's not happened. And you're giving me a degrowth of closer to more than 8-9% in a single quarter. You can understand, you know, if it's down 2%, 3%, 4%, you can't have realizations falling. You can't have even your volumes are falling, and you can't have your cost going up. Agreed. All across, I mean, for the last 4-5 years, we always give ACC that kind of a benefit that it's in terms of, you know, in terms of valuations, in terms of the EBITDA per ton, it's always the lowest. But these kind of numbers, 440 rupees per ton on an EBITDA per ton, you know, this is not really forgiving. And remember, the stock was at around 1,000 rupees earlier this year. It's 1,100 rupees if I'm not mistaken, and it's had a good run already. But Prakash, I've said enough. You come in on this one.
So, you know, as I said right in the beginning, Nigel, the changes that they're trying to bring in terms of their operational efficiency, because they have too many units, in too many places, and not very large setups, you know, concentrated in a few locations. That's one of the reasons why this is getting stretched. This whole expectation that has been built up around large cement players has been belied very clearly by ACC, because now they're talking about second half being better and stuff like that. If I were to buy into a cement play, UltraTech offers way, superior an opportunity, for the simple reason that it has delivered already, and it would start as it gets closer to the integration with the JP assets. Remember, that's going to be a big change that they'll make. It will widen the gap between UltraTech and ACC Ambuja Twins. So very clearly, ACC would not find favor in terms of any fresh buying. In fact, people would probably, all the people are sitting on some profits, would
Book
find
out.
it very, very easy to get out and buy into Ultratech.
All right, Prakash, Mangesh, as well as Siddharth, thanks so much for joining in and giving us those details. Just before I wrap up, the lowest estimate in terms of volumes was 5.2 million tons. They've even come in lower than the lowest estimate. And in terms of EBITDA per ton, the lowest estimate that I can see on my screen at least is at around 580 rupees. And they've even missed that by more than 100 rupees. Clearly disappointing. So it'll be I'm very disappointed with these set of numbers.
Well, so is our entire panel. So not a great quarter, definitely for ACC. But actually, it's a pretty decent afternoon still for the market. We're leaving it with about a 26-point cut on the Nifty. Don't go anywhere. Closing bell coming right up.